Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic today is the election of 2002, and we're fortunate to have with us to talk about the election of 2002 Mr. Michael McDonald. Mr. McDonald is the Administrator of Elections for Davidson County. And of course, Mr. McDonald, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
And to tell you how glad we are to have you here with us today, Mr. McDonald. As a matter of fact, I think we've had you on an occasion before, and you gave us such excellent information. And we felt that since the election of 2002 is nearing, that it would be good to have you back to talk about some of the things that you consider to be important that our viewers ought to know in reference to this election, the candidates, and any of the other things that might be important for their widespread participation. And so let's start this, Mr. McDonald, by having you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of your experiences leading up to your position as the Administrator of Elections, and then to talk about what actually that position is all about.
Okay. Well, first, Dr. Haney, I want to extend to you my thanks and the thanks of the Davidson County Election Commission for providing us with this opportunity to share information. As you've already indicated, we believe is important and relevant and pertinent for the November 5th state general election. And as you've indicated a few minutes ago, I've been on the show before, and each time the response has been really great in terms of the information that your show is extended, so I want to thank you for that. I've been with the Davidson County Election Commission since May of 1993. I was appointed by the County Election Commission in May of that year, and so I've had the opportunity to really serve at the will of the people and at the pleasure of the board and the Davidson County delegation as the chief election official for the county. Prior to that, I really didn't take the direct route to this job. As you know, there are many different roads that lead to Rome, so to speak. But I was born in Buffalo, New York, and finished high school in Huntsville, Alabama, so I really consider Huntsville to be home after Nashville, which we've been here since for several years, 13 years. When I finished high school in Huntsville, I went to Middle Tennessee State University, where I received my associate's degree in law enforcement and my bachelor's of science in political science, and was SGA president, student government president my senior year. And in fact, I believe that's really where I got a sort of an interest in terms of being involved in the political process. Although my parents taught us early on about voting and the importance of democracy. When I was very young, I would go to the polls with my mother and father, and went to a lot of different rallies with my father as far as his job was concerned, where they were trying to increase the participation of the employee, rank and file employees in the process. After leaving MTSU, I worked for Legal Services of Middle Tennessee for a couple of years, and then I received a fellowship to earn my master's in public administration from Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, which I earned my master's in public administration in 1984. During graduate school, I interned with the Speaker of the House of the Illinois General Assembly. And then my second year of graduate school, I was a fellow with the Office of the Governor, Governor James Thompson, known to many as Big Jim Thompson. And Governor Thompson was very instrumental in my development in terms of public service, and extended to the opportunity after the fellowship program to go to work full-time for Illinois state government. And while working for the state government, I was a special assistant to the executive director of the Illinois Department of State Police in Chicago. And while working full-time, I went to law school part-time. And in 1987, I received my JD, my law degree, from the John Marshall School of Law in Chicago. And then had the opportunity to come back here in Nashville and be involved in some different campaigns. And in terms of voter education, voter outreach, while working as an intern with the General Assembly in Illinois, I was involved with the Harold Washington for Mayor campaign in '83 and '84, and then also worked on several Democratic and gubernatorial campaigns during law school, again as an advanced person as it relates to getting out the vote. So the position that I'm in now, I would not have ever imagined I'd be doing this, but The reality is that there was some indication, I think, that because of my interest in the political process and voting, that maybe I might end up doing something like this. So again, I've been working as the administrator of elections for 9 years. Been here in Nashville. We've been here in Nashville for 13 years. We have a 9-year-old daughter and 11-year-old daughter. Her name is Miranda, and she's a 6th grader at St. Vincent de Paul.
Very good, and of course, I think that all of those earlier positions simply prepared you for the administrator of elections for Davidson County, Mr. McDonald. Let's look at that position, because what we'd like to do today is to try to expand the effort all over the state of Tennessee. That is to talk about what is common here being common there.
Okay.
And so let's talk about the position of administrator of elections, and how does that position play out here in Nashville as against Shelby County or some of the other counties? And or do all of you get together and make decisions in reference to talk about it from that perspective?
Okay, I'll be glad to. First, as you know, there are 95 counties in Tennessee, and each county has a county election commission. The county election commission offices are creatures of the state legislature, and their predecessors, I think the actual title was a commission of elections. And each county election commission appoints an administrator of elections, and the administrator of elections is really responsible for the day-to-day operations of the office. And my commission has described my role in many terms as being like the CEO, sort of chief executive officer, responsible for personnel, responsible for the logistics as it relates to candidates and the certification process, procurement of voting precinct locations, voting equipment, training of election officials, training our full-time staff, the budgetary process and presenting a budget to the commission and to the Metro Council and the mayor for approval, making presentations to the General Assembly and the legislature, the Metro Council, and other governmental bodies as it relates to elections and election reform. So from that standpoint, there is uniformity between all 95 counties. And we do have a state trade association, so to speak. It's the Tennessee Association of County Election Commission election officials, and the individuals who are commission members and machine technicians and administrators of elections and election deputies all can be members of that state association. And we meet twice a year. The Tokyo Association has an annual meeting every June where all 95 counties get together, and then each fall we have a winter seminar, and within each of the 3 grand divisions we will meet. For example, the Middle Tennessee Grand Division will meet separate and aside from the Eastern and Western Grand Divisions, but we do get together on a statewide basis every year.
You know, looking at the Davidson County election position, how many people do you think, not excluding volunteers, how many people would you think made up your administration?
In terms of personnel, we have a full-time staff of roughly 29 employees. And of course that number varies from election to election. But in terms of our election day personnel, somewhere between 1,300 and 1,500 individuals are recruited and trained and appointed to work as poll officials. And you're right, that is a major distinction as it relates to some of the other counties, exception maybe being Shelby, Knox, Hamilton, and even possibly Sumner and Williamson counties. But for the most part, the other counties are looking at a smaller number of people to recruit.
Very good, and of course we're nearing the end of the first segment here, Mr. McDonald. And when you come back,